Hey family, it's your man Talaat from His and Her Money, coming to you with a brand new kind of addition to the channel where I'll be sharing some of the things that I have been reading. You all know that we constantly promote that you guys should be filling yourself up with knowledge and reading all that you can. Why? Because the research says this: the average millionaire reads 2 to 4 books every single month. So maybe you're not a millionaire today, but maybe you have the desire to one day become one. So why not pick up some of the habits that they do so that one day maybe you can get to where they are? And so I've adopted that in my own life even way before now. I've always been a reader because I've always wanted to get better. So for the month of January, I was able to read 2 books. And those 2 books are Higher is Waiting by Tyler Perry and The Blood of Emmett Till by Timothy B. Tyson. So the first one we'll talk about is Higher is Waiting by Tyler Perry. Now, this is an awesome book for a few reasons. One, it gives a lot of transparent details into his story. I think it's real easy to look at Tyler Perry today, look at all the wonderful things that he's been able to accomplish, some real history-making things, some things that have never been done before. And it's easy to say, man, he's got it all figured out. Man, he's lucky. Man, I wish I was just like him. But man, he went through a lot, and it was a lot about his story that I didn't know, from being raised by an abusive father to being homeless to even contemplating suicide. And he went through all these different stages of life before we knew the Tyler Perry that we know today. And so he took some time to really pour his heart out into this book, not just to share his story, but to also share some principles that he's learned along the way. And one of the aspects that I love about this book is that as he's teaching you these principles of success that he's been able to learn and apply to his life, he also gives you ideas and tips and strategies on how you can take these same principles and apply it to your life as well. So if you are into looking on how you can develop yourself more, how you can become a better man, a better woman, then this is definitely a book for you to check out. And it is geared toward the general population. It's not just for men or not just for women. Anybody can actually pick this book up and learn some things that they can apply to their life and make their life a little bit better. I know I did. I enjoyed it a lot, so I do recommend Higher is Waiting by Tyler Perry. Book number 2. It's called The Blood of Emmett Till, and it's written by journalist and historian Timothy B. Tyson. It is a historical book, and I am a big fan of history. And so this book gives lots of details about the story of Emmett Till, who was murdered back in the 50s in rural Mississippi, and that story and the subsequent court case and everything that ensued during the court case and after is what this book is about. If you don't know about the story of Emmett Till, it is a very well publicized story of a young man who was actually from Chicago and went down south to Mississippi to visit some relatives, and it was during his trip down there that he was actually lynched and killed at only 14 years old. And it made national news, national headlines for months and months and months and months. And it ultimately sparked and led to the precipice of the civil rights era that we know well to this day. And so I've just kind of been kind of on a quest a little bit, because I know a lot of historical figures, but I don't really have like an in-depth knowledge in some areas that I like. So like, I knew the story of Emmett Till, I kind of knew the circumstances on the surface level. But what I love about this book, The Blood of Emmett Till, is that it is a historical, journalistic deep dive into the details of the story, what led up to it, and what happened during the trial, what happened after. He interviewed some of the people that were involved. He pulled up some of the articles that were written from firsthand accounts and witnesses. And it was a lot of information about the story that I just didn't know before I read this book. So I'm super glad that I picked up this book. And if you are a fan of history, then this is an awesome book for you to read, because the author, Timothy B. Tyson, does a very thorough job in pulling out all the facts, all the information from back then, even accounts from Emmett's mom even accounts from Carolyn Bryant, who is the woman that accused Emmett Till of sexually harassing her. I mean, he's got commentary from her, and there's just so much to the story that I didn't know, so I was super glad that I read it. So those are the 2 books that I read for the month of January. And guys, listen, if you have a desire to do better, to do more, read. I can't stress that enough. Read. It's the way that you grow. It's the way that you develop. It's the way that you get to the next level. So I would love to know if you knocked out some good reads in the month of January. If you're on your quest for knowledge, and if you're on your quest for personal development and you've been reading, drop a comment in the comment section below, letting me know what books you read in the month of January. I can't wait to check it out because I love getting recommendations for good books as well. Well, guys, remember, you can always keep up with Ty and I at our website, hisandhermoney.com. And if you want to check out these 2 books, I got links down below in the description box, and you can pick up these books and you can dive into them as well. That's all we got for this time, guys. It's been great. Until next time, peace.